Well, Sudsers, we have made it. It is New Year's Eve, the end of 2022, and what a wild, crazy adventure 2022 has been for all of us in wildly different ways. And I am here with you, having gotten dressed for the first time in a week, seriously, and I feel weird and awkward, and that actually totally works out. Not only as the end of 2022, but also to show you this soap. I will tell you all about this soap that I don't want to show you in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for week 8 of year 3 and bar 3 of the Christmas soaps that never were. I mean, they properly were, like, they all got sold, and that was something that a lot of people have been asking with the first 2 bars. Well, what happened to these bars? Are they just, like, existing? No, these are also part of the bars that, just like the tea soaps, I had sent teasers out to my wholesale accounts and my corporate accounts, and these were more of the soaps that ended up completely getting sold out immediately. Had to make lots of more batches for all of these accounts just to fill all the orders, and yeah, they're all mostly gone. So I did keep some for myself and for some giveaways that we will be doing soon as we do another live, and I'm very excited to do a live with you guys in 2023. Lots of lives, not just one. It's been a while. But anyway, yes, the Christmas soaps that never were. This is bar 3, and it is a disaster. And so let's, I guess, go to the video and talk about said disaster and what I ultimately did to fix it for all of the other batches of soap I had to make. So I don't know. I guess we end the year with me being bad at things. Happy New Year's Eve, and we are sending out 2022, you know, the way that we really should be at Soap and Clay, and a video from Mrs. Soap and Clay, and that video is called I Am Failing, and also that video is called I Broke My Stick Blender with this one. It was actually pretty heartbreaking because my other stick blender that I love more than anything, the one that I've talked about all the time, it's about to come back. You'll see it. That one? Yeah. That one is on its last leg, which is why I started using the other one, because I didn't want this one to break. Why I didn't buy a new one? That's an unknown. I really don't know. But my other one broke, and so now I'm using this one, and also this one broke. And we're going to do an emulsion check there, and just wait for it. See? It's starting to separate. Yep. Batter looks very thick. It is not ready to go. Keep mixing. Especially during the wintertime. It's colder in the spaces that you're soaping, probably. But yes, we are ending the year with the third in a line that, you know, I obviously wanted all of these things to go together, right? I wanted each of these bars to stand on their own and be beautiful and tell a story, but I also wanted them to be a set that all made sense. And true to me, really, I was unable to accomplish that. I don't know what it is. When it's a set of 4, 3 of them are great, and one of them is just always very, very bad. And I don't know really why that always occurs. It's almost like I'm intentionally doing it at this point. But the idea is angled layers, alternating the angle, between each of these, right? And so the batter itself has been split into 3 equal parts, and I am using, a tannish, whatever, for reasons unknown. Have I used that yet in the first 2 bars? I don't believe I did. And a purple, which makes sense because I had purple in yesterday's bar, so cool. And green, which also makes sense because I had green in yesterday's bar as well. So the green and the purple, they make sense. But what's with the orange? Why am I deciding to do this? Honestly, I think if I had left this green, purple, and white, this could have worked. But, let's go check out this really strange pour. Yeah, be patient. Sure, that's something that I know how to do. So, look, I did legitimately take the stick blender back to all of this because actually, as I was separating out the 3 parts, I don't know if you noticed it, but my batter was still separating. So I'm like, we need to get some more, action to all of these containers, really. And the added bonus of taking the stick blender back, aside from, reaching emulsion and ensuring that my soap isn't going to be weird in a day, is this bottom layer is theoretically going to thicken up enough to then pour, or to flip, so we can then pour the top layer or the middle layer on, right? Okay, cool. Love that. I'm confused looking at this footage as to why I decided to even order the colors in the manner that I did. Because even if working with these 3 colors, if I had ordered the colors differently, I think it's also would have worked, but I didn't. And I don't know what I was thinking. Every once in a while, I will get a comment from like a new person that found my videos or something, and they'll say something to the effect whenever I'm confused in my videos. Like, why are you confused? I'm like, I filmed this footage in July. Do you have any idea how many soaps I've made between July and today when I am doing the voiceover? Because I like to keep things current with the sudsers, even though the footage is old. Like, my God, I legitimately don't know what I was thinking here. I don't believe it's following any sort of color law. And also this too, I'm holding the soap mold up. Why did I pick the soap mold up to pour into that? Did I just want to show you that I'm capable of holding a soap mold? Because I feel like the Cheshire Cat angle tool already provides that angle that I just held that soap mold at. So that's cool. But as you can see, the bottom layer doesn't look like it's moving at all. That's great. So that worked out to take the stick blender to it and set up, even though I can see it doing some weird stuff at the upper left corner there, the brown coming in. So I don't know. This didn't work across the board. This was a disaster of a pour. And actually, all of these colors and the rest of the bars that I ended up making for this line for, my wholesale, my corporate accounts, I switched up the colors. So I did the purple and the green and kept the brown part white or orange or whatever in the heck you would call it. And I switched up the layering. So I did green on the top, white, and then purple on the bottom. Okay. And they looked great. And I also didn't do this because while the bottom layer looks like it was set up-ish, I don't know, I still have questions. I guess we'll find out in the cut. That green layer certainly is not set up. Oh! And also let's just slosh it all onto the... Wow. Oh yeah, no, let's hold it up again. I like it. Just showing you all the ways to not do things, really. But at the end, it's really cool because look at that. It looks like you have, like a, divider, 2-color divider soap on the top. So that's kind of fun. The fact that I completely messed up that design, regardless of what it was doing in the middle and or the bottom, just by nature of me having, taken it off of the angle tool with such force and sloshing it over the side. Yeah, whatever I was going for is definitely not going to happen. But that's fine. And this actually is a cute idea And it worked out really well with the rest of them, the footage that I did not film, and bars that are no longer with me. But during the 15-minute melt and pour base recipe that I did a couple weeks ago, I showed you at the end it melting down and me using it for something, and the red soap that was there. I think I talked about it in the video, but just kind of touched on it, didn't really go into detail. The red part, that particular recipe, this is the same thing. It's softer. So it's like a really nice happy medium between a proper hard melt and pour and the gelatinous, like the jelly soaps, And so as a result, it has a lower melt point. I used it intentionally with this because I wanted to be able to cut through these without breaking, my cutter or anything. So I thought, cool, I'll use the softer melt and pour, essentially. But sort of forgot, or whatever, that I had made that decision and went ahead and C-popped this. And it has a lower melt point. And so, yeah, that's, I guess, the end of my very weird decision-making process with this entire soap. Cool. And on to the cut of this, and as you can see, everything melted. Cool. Love that for me. And there are no beautifully angled layers. Do you remember, back in year 1, I made that chai soap for one of my regulars at the shop using his ale, I think? Or maybe it was a cider. Whatever. It was like a very beautiful burnt orange and a blue and a white, and those layers were stunning and absolutely gorgeous, and I loved everything about that bar. Yeah, that's what I envisioned for this particular soap, and that's what I got. So that's fun. I mean, there's nothing about that makes that anything. That's just, yay. But again, as I said, for the rest of the soaps that were made, I did swap some colors out and actually worked on those angles the way that they were meant to be worked on. I don't know. I guess it was just a Gremlins in the Soap Shop day. And I do find it very, very funny that this soap is the one that, came up next on the release thing for the holiday soaps. Because it's, kind of a lot. It's a series of very interesting decisions that not even I can explain and help you understand, because I don't know. I don't know. If you like the look of this bar, do whatever I just did. So hold the mold in your hand while you pour the second layer, slosh it all onto the counter. Just basically do everything that I did, which is to say I'm doing everything wrong when you were trying to do some angled layer soaps. But hey, look, it's a bar of soap and it smells good. So I guess really that's the only thing that really super matters. It's not a fail. It's a delightfully, smelling bar of soap, and it soaps beautifully. Beautiful lather, nice and conditioning, all the things. But that is definitely a holiday soap fail. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that I am actually capable of making a line like a themed set where all soaps go together without screwing up at least one. And I tell you what, that was absolutely a screw up. So what I ended up doing for the rest of these bars was, what you're supposed to do with angled layers. Make sure that the angles are right, and also pay attention to my trace. And also not C-popping them because the melt and pour on top did really weird stuff. But the rest of the bars ended up working, I suppose. I really do like including the purple because we had purple in yesterday's bar as well. So it pulls together when the layers are doing what they're supposed to. But when they're not, it looks like that. And it's super weird. But, all things considered, we all have bad batches of soap every once in a while. And those all sold just like the rest of them did. And it was all great. So there's that. My friends, we are at the end of the year. I hope you guys are having just the best time today. You are hanging out with your friends and your family and your people and sending off 2022 in whatever way you feel fit to send off 2022. I appreciate you for being with me for 2022. Every single day that you took some time out of your day, life, to come and hang out with me for a little bit. Absolutely incredible. And as we've talked about, you guys saved me in 2022 in huge, big ways. So seriously, thank you. And I definitely wanted to make sure that I spent a little bit of time with you today because I rang in 2022 with you. So it feels fitting that I also send it out. So everybody, go be safe, have fun. Let's ring in 2023 in big epic style. I am going to go and do what we always do since Reputation Tour became a thing, and that is called we go play Taylor Swift's Reputation concert from Netflix, and we dance around like we're at the concert. Full stereo surround sound, all of the fun lights, all of the confetti, and all the glitter on the floor after the party. And after I clean up all the bottles with Mr. Soap and Clay on New Year's Day, I will see you for the last bar of the Christmas soaps and the first day of 2023. Safe, be awesome. I love you guys forever. YouTube things, whatever. Okay, gonna go. Bye.